I went from an obese child to an athlete that played competitive representative basketball and tournaments. I lost over 70 pounds in my weight loss journey. And here are the tips that I want to give to you about reframing your mind away from an all or nothing diet. You are most likely in an all or nothing diet right now. Why is that? Because whenever your friends turn to you to offer you a Mars bar, you always say, I can't, I'm on a diet. That single restraining mindset is proof that you're on an all or nothing diet. Most people think this way. This is very counterproductive if you want long-term weight loss and success with your health and eating. I was just like this back in the day. In the start, when I was fat throughout my entire childhood, switching from a go-to highly processed, sugary, and fatty diet, I experienced the natural process of nagging headaches because my head was trying to get used to a minimally processed diet with less sugar. You may have experienced this too, and you start to cook homemade meals and your chef skills go through the roof. And I cooked 3 meals a day during the pandemic. It was very fun. Going from reheating frozen food like garlic bread, spring rolls, deep fried, and chicken nugget dinosaurs. Those are a classic. I had a lot of hype for chips back in the day, hot chips. I went to build better eating habits. And you probably may have started doing this as well. You'd have routines of specific foods that you'd cycle through eating. And after doing all this, you feel pretty stable in your weight loss journey. So you think, okay, I'll have one cheat day per week. And so did I. This meant I would spend the entire day reverting to my destructive eating habits. I'd buy tons of sweets and savory and shitty foods that I'd buy throughout the week to prepare for Sunday. That was my major holy cheat day. Instead of doing anything in particular, going anywhere and experiencing anything with my foods, I wouldn't. I'd just stay home, order Uber Eats, and order everything I wanted in as much quantity as I wanted. And I ate myself until I felt like I was in the 3rd trimester trying to hold the baby in. I was like, making weird sounds like that. I was trying to hold on to my breath because I felt like something was gonna throw up. Every Sunday I do this, every single Sunday. This is like a binge eating disorder. And you might have this too, if you haven't realized it yet. But it's actually very dangerous, this relationship that you have with food, this all or nothing approach. So why is the all or nothing approach to dieting a bad idea? Because it develops a behavior in your mind that some foods are strictly bad, tasty, that I have to stay away from. Because if not, then I'll eat the whole pizza or the whole cheesecake or whatever it is. You lock that into a Sunday where you eat as much as humanly possible. So this is what happens. Everything you eat throughout the week is enough to chop you down your weight maintenance so that you lose weight on average throughout the week. If we widen the scope and we plug in that cheat day at the end of the week, that is so much food on a rest day, most likely, that the amount of food, net food that you've eaten throughout the week is more than what you require to lose weight. So then you stall, you plateau. This is what I did. I'd splurge and I'd make no progress for months. I'd weight stagnate for months. So I realized I lost potential progress that I would have made if I hadn't had a very dangerous relationship with cheat days and binge eating and an all or nothing diet. Eat chicken, broccoli, rice, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Monday to Friday, and maybe Saturday, and then Sunday. You're in this for health. This isn't healthy. So rather than fixing this by restricting, first and foremost, you have to make sure that you're in an energy deficit. You're eating less food than you require to maintain your weight. And that has to be seen as a weekly or monthly journey. You have to widen the scope. Don't look at the scale fluctuations day to day. Look at the progress week to week and month to month. If you see the trends are downwards at a speed that you prefer, then stick to it. Sustain a calorie or energy deficit. Number 2, be a mindful eater. Some people gulp down their food in 5 minutes. I definitely did on my cheat days. I'd chow down on those chicken wings, those beer battered chips. Then after that, I felt like shit. So if you think about it, would you rather feel like shit or would you like to feel amazing? The way to do that is to eat mindfully. That way, You don't get this bloated feeling. You chew on your food, appreciate every bite of it. And that way, during this, let's say 15-minute period of you eating your food, the satiety response from your digestive system has already released. And your brain has told you that you're full, continuing to eat this meal. And you've eaten it, and you're way more satisfied. So rather than watching YouTube or scrolling Instagram or TikTok whilst you're eating your food, numbingly and mindlessly, you take time to eat your food. Because when you're not focusing on your food, then you're not focusing on satisfying your hunger. You will feel more hungry an hour from the meal. So that's to be a mindful eater. Third tip, ensure that one night out and a crazy night of eating doesn't erase your progress over the week. How do we do this? If you know you're going out to an event one night, then you could try intermittent fasting or only eating protein foods before the event. That way, the protein satiates you and you're less likely to overeat on that night, even though you may have had 3/4 of a pizza. If you hadn't had that protein earlier in the day, you would have probably had the whole pizza and then some. So save your food for the night out. You can still have these nights out. That's the point. Once you relieve that stress mechanism that you built, that I can't have these foods. If we're being honest here, you can have those foods. You just gotta control portion sizes. That's the whole thing. Dieting helps you understand portion control. So if you have one slice of pizza every day and fit in healthy meals throughout the day, the rest of the time, you can lose weight. It's not the pizza that's evil and preventing you from losing weight. You're not on a diet from the pizza. You're not trying to escape that lollipop or that cheesecake slice. You're not trying to escape that brownie. You're not on a diet from anything. On a diet means the way you eat, the way you look at nutrition. That is what a diet is. An all or nothing approach is I have to eat like this and I cannot eat like this, because if I eat like this, then I'll regain the weight. The problem is you like these foods and you can't just go from eating all this food straight to eating nothing and going cold turkey. That is not conducive, because you'll crave it for ages. A great way to do it is slowly lessen these foods and slowly raise the other foods that are more sustainable, more filling, more satiating, higher protein and lower calories, whilst including some of the foods that you really like. Over time, this balance can shift. And when it gets to that point, you won't crave these processed foods that you used to eat. And what do you view them as now? You view them as kid foods. They're foods for kids. They're kiddie foods. These chocolate bars have frog pictures on them. These cereal boxes have cartoon pirates on them. These are kiddie food. You have grown to eat a wide range of whole, nutritious foods that make you feel great now and 30 minutes after the meal. Something you couldn't get from that mukbang KFC. Anyways, I hope these tips and this framing of an all or nothing diet approach has helped you and enlightened you, and hope it was some steep insight. And I wish you the best on your future diet journey. Let me know how it goes. I'm Nick Steep. Like and subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.